Here we are with Luigina Bernini, president of the company Lamiflex, one of the most exclusive and important companies in the world in the field of composite material processing. These composite materials, applied in both the industrial and the design field, have led to the creation of an amazing product, Ciclotte, which is now changing the way we cycle on an international scale.
Questo nostro cammino, questa nostra partenza di questa azienda nasce.
Our path, starting with the birth of this company, arose from a demand from an industrial product. This path is developed to bring much pleasure, great work, and incredible results with it. Giving industry an opportunity to develop and proceed at a faster speed than we could ever imagine with this product has enabled us to be leaders in the field for many years. Our steps in development have featured an important product every 10 years. It has also led to all our products in the medical field, such as tabletops for X-ray diagnosis machinery. In this field, carbon fibre is making an incredible contribution, since these products can be used to X-ray patients on a tabletop entirely made of carbon fibre, whose main features are radio transparency, lightness and resistance. Our next step saw the birth of Ciclotte, this fantastic product, which we all love so much, is an excellent example of how carbon fibre can transform fitness training, which usually takes place in a gym. We wanted, and I personally wanted, a product that would be ideal for the living room.
Ciclotte è un prodotto che fortunatamente ha avuto un grande successo in tutti i mercati nei quali è stato proposto, nei quali è stato promosso. Sicuramente ci sono stati mercati che lo hanno assorbito in quantità più interessanti, lo hanno percepito in modo diciamo con maggior calore. Tra questi vanno sicuramente citati gli Stati Uniti e Hong Kong, che al momento sono i nostri due mercati di riferimento. Grandi interesse, grandi potenzialità anche in Russia e poi chiaramente tutta la parte dell'Europa occidentale, l'Italia, Francia, Inghilterra e Germania.
We are now in the department where we transform fabrics into pre-impregnated material. We put the fabric into this machine, where it comes into contact with an epoxy resin with silica. After being immersed in the resin and absorbing it, the fabric is then placed in ovens where it is dried. We then use it to make all the components for Ciclotte. In this case, the material is carbon fibre, but the machine can also produce Kevlar fibre, fiberglass and polyester fibre. It all depends on the application required by the customer.
Troviamo all'interno del reparto di laminazione dove nascono e prendono vita.
Here we are in the lamination department, where the components for Ciclotte are created. Pre-impregnated material is laminated in a mold by a largely manual process. The quality of the piece depends on the expertise of the laminators, specialized in producing a very high-quality piece with top performance. Behind me we can see the manual lamination phase in the mold, where we're making a special component for Ciclotte, the wheel. Then, after the lamination phase, the mold is positioned in an area where it is prepared for the next phase of firing. First, any air is extracted that might cause a problem from an aesthetic and structural point of view for the piece. After this, the piece and the mold enter the autoclave, And after a firing cycle that lasts about 3 hours, it is removed and finished by hand. In addition to the firing cycle, where the resin polymerizes the carbon and gives shape and substance to the final piece, there is a long phase of manual finishing. We painstakingly try to remove any type of defect that occurred during the molding process in order to give the piece great aesthetic appeal.
We are now in Milan at the Fuori Salone 2015 event, where Ciclotte is the protagonist in the presence of the creative mind behind the project and the designer of Ciclotte, Luca Schiappati. Would you like to tell us how the idea and inspiration arose? And how you developed the very tangible result we can now see before us?
L'idea nasceva da un'esigenza, da una sensazione. Non esistevano degli oggetti per fare il fitness che potessero...
The idea came from a demand and a feeling. Since there was a gap for a fitness object that could also be exhibited in the home, the initial idea mainly arose to fill this gap. At the time, in 2007, I took part in the new Italian design project and presented the precursor of this project, a one-wheel road bike. It was a great success. Everybody asked me for an object to keep in the home, such as Ciclotte, that could be exhibited like a sculpture. So I decided to combine the demand for an object, a furnishing accessory that could also be used for fitness training and would adapt to a modern living room, with my idea of a road bike, a concept bike. These two things came together perfectly, and this is the result.
What difficulties did you encounter from the design phase to the production phase? And which production processes encouraged you to make such a refined and stylish product?
Quando abbiamo conosciuto per la prima volta il design, subito in quell'occasione ci ha messo sul tavolo questa proposta qua.
When we met the designer, he immediately proposed this project. Luigina and I liked it immediately. After that meeting, we decided that we wanted to face the challenge, which led to the design and implementation phase for the prototype. Time was limited because the Salone del Mobile was not far off, and all of us wanted to know how this product might interest the market. Therefore, we had very little time to focus on making the first samples, which are the ones we can see here before us. The product received a warm welcome and great interest at the furniture fair. This led to the product engineering phase, and we began to examine all the mechanical aspects involved.
Anche caratteristiche tecniche legate al prodotto, quindi carbonio, tutti i materiali.
Also the technical features of the product, research into materials, and especially the technical aspect of the transmission. The most complex part that complements this extraordinary top design fitness object.
Con noi in fase di progetto ha partecipato questa società che tutt'oggi fa sia il montaggio che la costruzione di componenti meccanici.
In the design phase, this company worked with us and still makes and assembles the mechanical components. Together we were able to design this transmission. An engineer who also took part in the project had the idea to leave it transparent or visible, even when in movement, to give it great aesthetic appeal. Its epicycloidal transmission increases pedaling, ensuring that the magnetic system we've installed provides maximum performance when pedaling hard.
Come vede oggi il cambiamento nella vita di tutti i giorni?
How will our everyday life and our approach to these objects with extraordinary design change? And how can our life change by using such exclusive and refined objects that can help us to live better and enjoy certain pleasures in life, thanks to their charm and sophisticated design? As the great writer Oscar Wilde said, this can be achieved through whatever gives us the pleasure to live our daily lives.
Questo strumento, questo oggetto di design
This device and design element is highly technological. You can insert your iPad and go to KinoMap to choose a route, such as Central Park, in your own home. The only things you cannot experience are fragrances. You can hear the wind and noises. You can see wonderful places while you are cycling at home in your living room. You can also take part in a remote competition with your friends to see who can cycle the most kilometers in a set time. You always have a little man in front of you who travels fast, and you must follow him. You cannot take it easy. If you intend to do that route, he will go ahead and you have to follow him. It's an amazing thing. When you open KinoMap and see the routes around the world, you can say, "Today I'm going to choose this one and train here," right in your living room.
What is in store for the future after composite material has already been used in industry? And along with carbon fibre, it is changing the construction of certain objects in the industrial field, which has also led to the Ciclotte. What are your future projects? And what, as the company's president, can you tell us about any new products on the horizon?
La Ciclotte ha queste novità che presenteremo nel 2016.
In 2016, we will launch Ciclotte 2. We intend to do this even though the first project is still extremely valid, and I still firmly believe in it. The market demands a product with a lower target price, with the same top performance. Therefore, we will launch Ciclotte 2, with some related products with sophisticated design for fitness training in the home. Some of its components will be slightly more streamlined, which will allow us to offer a target price more in line with market demands. As for LamiFlex, luckily after many years of work, this year in 2015, we have strongly embarked in the field of aeronautics. During the year, some important operational steps will be made, and then we will surely have gained a stable position in this field in 2016. We have obtained certification specifically for this sector. It has been tough, but it will also enable us to extend these processes to other sectors, in which we will be able to guarantee excellent products.